Hi there, this is my review for Season 10, Episode 14, Canary. So this episode is what we like to call old school NCIS. So in the beginning of this episode, we get to meet our villain, Ajay Khan, and pretty much the entire episode revolves around getting him to sing. Because he played second banana to terrorist numero uno and hacked MTAC, which resulted in the death of an agent. So safe to say nobody likes Khan. Or is it Khan? I don't really know anything about Star Trek, so Gibbs and Co. begin their plan of breaking this guy. Now, I would suggest torture, but they can't actually use that, so they have to rely on the powers of manipulation. Gibbs is, of course, brilliant, using Khan's confidence against him, but he will still not break. But then Ducky points out that Khan recently backstabbed some of his previous employers, which landed them in Gitmo. So if they were to, hypothetically, ship him off to Gitmo, that wouldn't be so great for Khan. So for those of you that have been watching me for a while, you know I love a good old-fashioned Gitmo threat. So the idea of hog-tying this guy, Hannibal Lecter style, in a plane and shipping him off to a fake Gitmo was something I was totally on board with. Now, Khan isn't an idiot, and he's also, really confident, so even though he's not having the best time, he knows it's all just a show. Even when he wakes up in a cell, he's scared, but he's not close to breaking just yet. Like the audience, he knows this is all just a charade, that they can only go so far, so they must go further. So NCIS steps it up, dream within a dream style, and then Twist, the sergeant, comes in and lets them know that the base camp leader knows that they have a prisoner here without the proper paperwork, and the jig is up. He even orders Tony to stay with his prisoner inside the cell. So at this point, Khan thinks he's in the clear. He may be in Gitmo, but he's on his way home soon. Oh, but wait! Because this is only the beginning of NCIS's staged production. As they fake that the base is getting hacked, that prisoners are getting let out of their cells, that there's gunfire, and all the while there's a fellow prisoner screaming in Arabic about how much he wants to murder Khan. Now during this I kind of knew it was all, fake, but it was very convincing. And I loved every minute of it. And with all the drama and Tony's possibly deadly thigh wound, it was like Khan was being treated to his own personal Tony Ziva soap opera. Finally, after Tony and Ziva decide to throw him to the mob of angry prisoners in order to try and save their own lives, he decides to finally crack and give them the IP address of the #1 terrorist. There's also a story back home of Gibbs, Abby, and McGee tracking down the Ebola bomb, and it's okay, but it doesn't really compete with all the drama of the Gitmo story, and I just didn't get the hair thing. I'm sorry, okay? Although the bomb going off in the tent was really cool and a good way to end a bomb threat, that was okay. So this is a really good episode. The only thing that I'm not quite sure about is how McGee fit into this episode. He did get a really good moment at the end when he's on the phone with Khan, but I kind of wish that they had taken a character like this and used it as a nemesis for McGee. I feel like they could have saved the fellow MIT grad / Wrath of Khan thing for maybe another character who's maybe an evil computer genius and he's McGee's alter ego and only Magoo has the chops to stop him. He gets to be the new age geeky Batman who is both the guy that has to stay in the van with the computers and the badass hero who punches guys in the throat. Make it happen, NCIS. So this episode is going to get 4 out of 5 calf pows. I really, really like it. I love when NCIS does some good old-fashioned shenanigans, and there's a nice continuity nod to Tony's stash of Gibbs's phones, which I adored. Also, obviously, this episode bore some similarities to Blowback from Season 4, but I don't really mind. I guess if you do something that you've done in a previous episode and it sucks, then it's a lazy redo. But if you do something and it's awesome, then it's an homage to a famous old episode. Is it better than Blowback? No, but I won't hold it against it.